What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about OnyxCoin today. We're going to do our analysis as per usual, but I want to start the video off by making a uh, a correction to yesterday's video, an apology for being misinformed and for potentially misinforming people. This post that we were talking about yesterday is for Testnet XCNs, which I did not know does not contribute. It's not the same thing as a mainnet XCN. It's not the same thing as XCN tokens. These are just testnet XCNs. They do not and will not transfer to XCN. They will not be viable sources of funds, right? So you can't withdraw that. They're essentially worthless, all right? And a lot of people let me know that in my post that I made yesterday. I asked Grok what the difference is between testnet tokens and mainnet tokens, and he said these ones are basically worthless, and that whenever you transfer into the mainnet, these are left behind. They're obsolete. They're no longer existent effectively. So, all that to say, this is not a scam, right? It's not a scam. I know that it goes through Telegram, right? I know that it's through Telegram, but OnyxCoin and a lot of legitimate projects do have avenues through Telegram. That's what makes it such a risk in this space is affiliating yourself with Telegram links. So I appreciate everybody's hesitance and second guessing. Right, don't click on Telegram links. I'm glad that you guys are aware, but if it's through the right avenue, you can definitely um, trust certain sources. Right, I do know that this is through Goliath, right? And you're getting XCN, but the reason why some of us haven't received the XCN is I'm assuming you have to use a wallet that's compatible with the testnet, probably something directly from OnyxCoin itself, from the Onyx protocol. So, um, to my knowledge, these tokens won't transfer into any kind of value or anything like that. Maybe the issuance of these tokens and the use of them on the testnet that might allow for Onyx points or some type of reward that whenever the mainnet launches, you get some Onyx coins airdropped to you or something like that. I don't know. I would assume there's something like that going on because XCN, with Zeely points, with Onyx points, with the staking, they're all about passing out rewards. So I would assume that this isn't just something that's dumb that they're doing for no reason at all. But just to make a quick clarification, it's not so quick, is it? But to finish this up and say, my bad. These are testnet tokens, and if you want to figure out what the difference between testnet tokens and mainnet tokens are, you can just click on this link from Grok, and he will give you a brief explanation into that. There, that's why I laughed with the sweat coming down with the like, haha, my bad. Anyways, let's move on. Let's talk about OnyxCoin and do some price predictions here. Okay, so here we are on the ninth, wonderful ninth day of October today. Chilling at the base of this range right here, right? 1.05 cents is the price. We got 9 hours left in the day, and we are just consolidating, right? We're at the base of this area here. We've hit the top of this area. It's very possible that we can break out one way or the other. Looking at it here, it certainly seems as though we're rejecting the top side and we're flirting with the bottom side. Whatever side you flirt with, you tend to get some follow through, right? If we do go lower, that's okay. I hope that people are not freaking out, but I do want to make you guys aware. A very, very, very real reason why we might see lower lows is that I actually did buy some OnyxCoin right about here. I bought some like right about there. So the fact, and if you notice, we've started to go down ever since the day that I bought. So if we go lower, it's because of me, and I accept full responsibility for that. But I'm not selling. I'm not selling. Damn it! I'm gonna hold, and I'm gonna buy more if anything. Um, but I do believe that we are in an area where it's at a relatively good area to buy. It's a really a good point to get in, even if we do see slightly lower lows. I still believe that. I think that we are turning the tide here, and you can really see that if we're looking at it overall. You can see that you've just kind of moved down at a nice pace here, and then you moved sideways, and what happened? Then you moved up. Here you moved down at a nice pace here. Now we're moving sideways. Then what happened? Well, we'll see. Maybe we move down and then we move up. I don't know, but I would expect that we have some type of recovery coming our way over the coming days. I'm surprised that it hasn't happened this week yet. Altcoins really didn't do Bitcoin's done what I thought it would do, but altcoins have actually been moving down this week alongside with Bitcoin. So it's kind of a not what I was expecting, but that's okay. When alt season comes, we will see altcoins rally in moments like this whenever Bitcoin is consolidating. It's just not happening right now because altcoins haven't had that catalyst to ignite the fire yet, right? We're about to get there, but I'm assuming XCN will probably move up with the rest of the market. Maybe it moves up first, maybe it moves up second, maybe it moves up third, whatever, but it's going to move up with the rest of the market at some point here. Looking at the 1 hour time frame. let's see. I really feel bad for all the bears and for the haters, because I know that we've been bullish on a lot of projects. I know that we've been bullish on some spectacular altcoin season like behavior, and we just haven't had it yet. A lot of these people who are likely new in the markets, they're getting complacent with these little pumps that crypto's offered so far this cycle, and thinking that that's all crypto has to offer. I think it's disheartening for people like that, because whenever we do start to perform, we're going to perform at a pace, at a rate that the market just hasn't seen this whole, like, in years, and it's going to leave people behind. There's going to be a lot of people who are going to be in utter disbelief at the 20x's, 50x's, 100x's that happen across the board for the crypto markets. It's going to be crazy if you're involved, but it's not going to be crazy if you're sitting out. Or maybe it'll be crazy. It's just not crazy fun. Anyways, 1 hour RSI looks pointed downwards. Makes sense that we'd go lower. Stochastics. I actually kind of like the stochastics. I actually kind of like the stochastics. It's a brand new hour. It's a brand new hour, and because this hour is green, we're flipped upwards. That's why. So if this hour closes red, which it probably does, we'll probably come down. So never mind. I take it back. I don't like the stochastics, and the MACD looks bad also. So we're probably going lower. 4 hour time frame here. Looking at the RSI again, bit of a downtrend. Get to the oversold zone, have a reaction like this. If we go lower, that's fine. We'll probably have to wait till we build bullish divergence just like that there, but implying that we have lower prices to go. Stochastics implying that we have lower to go, and the MACD as well on the 4 hour time frame. Daily time frame here, stochastics getting back into the oversold zone after rejecting this area here like we did back here. Makes me think that yes, we have lower to go. That doesn't mean that we have lower than these lows to go, but just lower than the current price. MACD is crossing back zero, where we were looking, or crossing back red, where we were looking to cross above the zero. We're actually rejecting this area again, which is not good. So hopefully we uphold. Hopefully we don't see too much downside come from this. And there are 8 hours and 58 minutes left in this day, so maybe by the end of the day we can come back up and absolve ourselves from seeing some red. Maybe we do save the day and keep it cross green. If we are in a bullish trend, if we are starting a bullish trend, you'd expect to see a bounce somewhere around here. It's okay if it crosses red a little bit, but you don't want a continued cross or anything like that. You want kind of like a false cross, because if we get a continued cross, that would likely imply that we're seeing prices down at about something just below 1 cent, which could happen. Again, we've gone through this. We went through this plenty back here and even back here, that going just below 1 cent to 0099, 0095, even 008s are possible. It's very possible. But I'm not thinking that happens here. That's not my expectation. I think that we will hold these lows. Time will tell. See how it goes. And the daily RSI right now, I wouldn't say it's pointed like it has to go lower. You're at an area, actually closer to an area to bounce. So hopefully we do that. Hopefully we find support at the 40 here. You've been ping-ponging between the 60 and the 40, and the 60 and hopefully the 40 here, and you pick a side to the upside, not to the downside. If we do break below this 40 on a daily time frame, I would expect that that would go hand in hand with breaking lower here. So if we do close a day low enough to where we are significantly below the 40, not just barely below the 40 like this, we're probably going to get oversold. And the reason why I think we'd get oversold is because we've been in this range ping-ponging, right? So if we pick a side, we're probably going to get oversold. And if we get oversold, ergo, if we break the 40, we're going to go below these lows. We're probably going to go to 1 cent or lower, would be my guess. Anyways, after the downside, after all the fun stuff that we're talking about there occurs or doesn't occur, and we're ready to move higher, the expectation remains the same as always, right? And that would be that we go to 26 to 32 cents, something right around here. And I would expect that we do find turbulence along the way, right? Here we hit the golden ratio, consolidated throughout all this time here. I would expect when we move up, we probably find some turbulence at the 786, 886, back test the golden ratio for support. It's actually very common to do. Continue up here, find some turbulence in this area, wrestle around here, consolidate, and then continue to rally. Or maybe we pull back and then we continue to rally, however it works. But going into either the end of this month of October or the end of this year, I would expect that we're at 26 to 32 cents, somewhere in that kind of time frame. And the higher we are by the end of the year, the better, right? The better we look for our cycle high dynamics, which we're expecting to be well above $1 and perhaps even above $2. But we're not going to be there. We're not going to be above $2 by the end of the cycle if we're not even at least like 26, 30 cent area by the end of the year, right? because we could see some spectacular growth going into the end of the cycle, but I doubt that we see something on the lines like if we're going to get to $2 and we're only here at the end of the year, I doubt we're going to see a 50x going into the end of the cycle, right? Now, if we're up at 32 cents, I could see a 7x, a 6x pump for our cycle ending finale. I could see that happening, absolutely. Um, but we need to get there first. So we'll see how it goes. That's the target area. These are the stops along the way: 3.3 cents, 4 cents, 8 cents to 15 cents. And then once we break above about 15.7 cents, we should be home free to that 26 to 32 cent area, which again lines up with a lot of key areas in the OnyxCoin USD chart, the Bitcoin to OnyxCoin chart, comparing it to the Bitcoin price whenever we do get to the perceived areas that we will achieve by the end of this month and by the end of the year. So I got nothing else. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, hit the like button. Again, my bad on the not free XCN, but I'm not going to delete it because I think that sometimes mistakes are funny. And then a lot of you liked this, saw this, and actually like commented on this. So I think a lot of you are even educated now on the matter, as I am now. So that's nice. You learn from our mistakes. There's no reason to hide them, right? But maybe I should make a post that's more clear saying that, hey, these are not free XCNs. They are just testnet XCNs. I might do that right now. So hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all. Take care. Bye bye.